Let's look for 846. Almost there. And you can see the clock at the top right here. So we'll start watching right here. We're looking at XELA, and we can see that XELA just broke above the pre-market high, which is at 293. The volume is very, very high. You can see that we had a pullback back here at 1 million shares, and then currently, we've had a breakout candle, on 2,200,000 shares. So this is a very, very, very strong breakout up over to break of the pre-market high. So my guess is what I'm going to be looking for here is, if you look at the clock in the top left, a new candle will be opening in 15 seconds. So most likely what I'm going to end up doing here is at the new candle open, this is going to have a pullback, and I don't know exactly what it will pull back to, but I'm going to guess it's going to be around $3 in the $3 area. I probably entered on 2,000 shares and just did a really, really quick pullback there. So we're gonna click play, see if the trade went as I'm currently expecting it does, and if it goes differently than I'm expecting, then I'm gonna try to figure out what was I thinking in the moment that differs from my read now. So we're gonna watch it. So we're just watching the clock. We currently have 10 seconds to the candle close. It's still looking pretty strong. We're just waiting for that new candle to open to get that red pullback. So new candle opens in 1-0, and here we are. We're looking for a pullback, watching the level 2 for execution. We're getting our pullback right here, but it's pretty weak. It's just kind of stepping down. I decide to enter here on 2,000 shares, and we use our hotkey right there to get all out, and we sell for a 3-cent profit, which on 2,000 shares is a $60 gain. And the trade went overall how we expected. We were waiting for a new candle to open. We wanted to see it pull back. We're going to buy that pullback and then sell into a quick little bounce. Now, it didn't pull back down to $3 like we had anticipated or like I was expecting. But in the moment, you can have your trade plan. But at the end of the day, the execution can vary from your trade plan depending on how the stock moves. So overall, I'm not unsatisfied with that trade by any means. I think the only thing that we probably could have done a little bit differently is I could have changed my position size to 1,000 immediately after getting in the trade. And then where I took my 2,000 shares off, I could have instead only taken off 1,000 and held the remainder 1,000, because I don't know what will end up happening here because I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to guess that this ends up continuing to break over the highs. Now I'm going to press resume, and let's see if what I'm talking about now actually is what happened, because if that's the case, holding 1,000 shares here would have been far, far better. So I'm going to click play, and let's see if this does continue to break over highs or if it will continue to pull back. So it does continue to go over highs. We're seeing 318, 320, 325, and right there, that's already a lot more money than what we had made taking off our 2,000 shares. So the next trade I take on this is at 851. So we'll take a look at this. So what do we have going on here? If you look at the 5-minute chart, very, very strong stock out of the open. Still above pre-market highs at 293. We have a large pullback from the highs on 335 all the way down. That would have been a great bungee pullback opportunity, but my guess is the reason why I didn't buy it is because it's so extended, and buying like a pullback this small from a high of day could still be dangerous if it continues to flush, because this could have very easily fallen all the way back down to 220 or 293 or lower. So what am I looking for here? My guess is, so there's a couple things that I could see myself having done here. One idea that I would be looking for, given this current situation, is a break above 335, a push up to 345 or 350, and then playing maybe a micro pullback. Alternatively, if this candle were to kind of flush down and this candle go from like a green candle with a 10-cent range and kind of flush down to $3, I could also see myself buying that. But I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen here. I'm leaning more towards that this is probably a micro pullback that I traded here, but let's figure out what I did. So let's click play. So we're looking for a micro pullback probably. We're just gonna figure out what we did and then see if what I did was good or not. So there it goes. It breaks highs, looking for a micro pullback, and we tried to purchase there. We didn't get filled, so we canceled. We're looking for lower now. Watching the level 2 for execution. Starting to get our pullback. 228 on the bid. 27, 24. There we go. 23. We're in 1,500 shares. All out there for a $30 gain. So we made 2 cents a share on that one. So up $90 from these last 2 trades. I don't really think that there's anything I would have changed about this. I think overall this was a completely fine trade. We saw the break above highs, which is what we were looking for. It wasn't a very strong break. The stronger the break, the better I feel about a micro pullback. But overall, it was moving in such a way that I did feel safe taking this micro pullback. And as far as execution goes, I think the execution was completely fine. And overall, I don't think that there was anything with this trade that I did wrong. And all right, let me finish. So when I look at the daily chart, a lot of times I will do the aftermarket open because I'm not actually here early enough to go and do that in the pre-market. But I do like to look at the daily chart for levels. I don't look at like every level on the daily chart, but I only look at potential resistance that might occur throughout the day from the daily. And then as the intraday plays out, I will add some intraday support and resistance. What are your hockey setups? Good question. So I always purchase stocks with the join the bid button. For my pullbacks, I will 95% of the time be buying on the bid. And then I sell using my hotkeys. Now, the reason why I'm selling with my hotkeys, and I'll explain the hotkeys in a moment, but the reason why I sell with hotkeys is because on Thinkorswim, it's very difficult to be able to change your quantity. The only way that you can really do that is by using your mouse. And that's really bad when you're also selling with your mouse, because that means you have to go from button to position size, button to the position size. And that's really inconvenient. By having hotkeys, I'm able to change the quantity with my mouse and then immediately sell after the fact. So let me see. The next trade I take is again on XELA, and it's in the next minute. So what would I be looking for here? New candle's about to open. Again, we would expect the next candle to be red, and I'd be looking for a flush down to... I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I need to see the action play out, but I'll commentate maybe what I'm thinking as we watch the trade. New candle's opening in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0 new candle. Starting to get our pullback. Where is it going to flush to? It's getting bidded. Okay. Getting pushed up. Will we see a push to 350s? Doesn't look like it. I would buy a pullback at 320s. If it wick down really hard. Here we go. About to flush. Come on. 320, 326, 24. Oh, wow, we missed 24. So right there, we got in. You can see on the top left, we got in at 325 or 326, out at 328 on 1,500 shares. So this is another $30 gain. The whole trade in general was pretty good. The only area where this could have gone better is pay close attention to the bid. We ended up getting in at 26, but look at how low the bid got to. So watch the bid. I'll try to pause it for you guys, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to time it. There we go. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. I hope you guys saw it though. The bid flashed to 24, but I was late. I wasn't ready, or I was ready, but I wasn't fast enough because I ended up clicking it at 26, which is 2 cents higher. And you might be thinking 2 cents. That's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. 2 cents on 1,500 shares is $30. So while I made $30 on this trade, if I had been faster, that could have been a $60 gain. So that's why execution is so important when scalping. It's really important to be quick, because I could have made an additional $30 if I had just been faster. Let's talk about what the bid-ask spread actually is. So sometimes it's easier for people to understand things when we're not talking about stocks. So if I have a table that you and observer both want, you and observer both want, and I want to sell it to you guys because COVID's rough and I want to make a little bit of money. So I say, hey guys, I'm going to sell this table to you guys. Yeah, you love tables, that's right, observer. So I want to sell you guys this table. I'm going to say that this table, in my head I might be thinking this table is worth around $100, so I might ask you guys for $103 for this table. And then observer might be like, I don't think your table's worth $100, I'll give you 97. So right now we have a bid-ask spread. Me as the seller, I want $103 for my table, and observer is offering to buy my table for $97. Now Ezra, you're like, damn, that's a sexy table, I want that table too. I'm going to say, I could offer to buy the table at 97 as well, but at that point, I don't know if I'm gonna be the one to get that table because there's only a limited number of tables. There's only one. So what you might do is say, I'm gonna put an order, or I'm going to bid on your table in between that $6 spread from 97 to 103. So then Ezra might be like, actually, I'm gonna bid on your table at 98, and then I'm gonna be like, wow, 98's better than 97, sold, and then I'm gonna sell it to you, and observer doesn't get the table. So like, there's the spread where the bid is how much buyers want to buy it for, the ask is how much sellers want to sell it for, and then exchanges can happen in between that bid-ask spread. So for stocks, because there's a lot of shares available, there is the spread that is constantly moving as offers are being put out. Now, a market order will fill you at the best available price between that spread. The next trade we're going to be taking a look at is 8 minutes later, or 7 minutes later. It's at 9 a.m. So let's go scroll forward to 9 a.m. So we're at 8:59.50. This trade that I took was on XELA, and as we can see, it looks like it's retesting highs. So this is kind of like what we saw earlier. If this continues to break highs, I will likely be playing a micro pullback, and that's likely what I'm gonna end up doing if this breaks out. And if it doesn't, I could see this flushing like really hard. So I'm gonna, let me explain. So if this is a breakout, oh, actually, this is a really good exercise. So if you watch my YouTube channel, and if you don't, you should go watch it. You should go subscribe and like watch the videos. But what I would do is think about my trade idea, my trade plan, and my trade execution. So right now I have two ideas: that this will break out, or this will break out and it will pull it back to give me an opportunity to buy, or it will reject the high of day breakout and it will flush really hard, and then that will give me a bungee. So I have a bungee idea and a micro pullback idea. Now we have our trade plan. If this breaks out, my guess is it would test $4. New candle will open, flush down to around just the breakout level. I'll purchase that dip, sell it for like a 3-cent gain, and call it a day. Or alternatively, if it rejects high of day, I would be looking for a flush down to 50s to 60s, like 60 to 50. Excuse me. So around this area right here, from 9 EMA up to the low of this current candle. So we're going to play it out, and we're going to see what happens and how I trade it. So click resume. So it looks like right now I'm hovering by the ask, which would be if I were trying to buy a breakout, because I do occasionally trade breakouts, but I don't recommend it. So new candle opens, it breaks the high of day. It's a really weak break, so this is a false break. We're looking for a flush down to 360s, 360, 350s. This is a false break right here. This is really bad for breakout buyers. They're starting to feel the pressure. They're getting scared. Panic selling is about to start. Panic selling. All right. We're looking for that one little panic sell, the flush right here. The people that bought the breakout are currently in the red. They're scared. The breakout buyers are right now are scared. Started to flush. We're waiting for the large sell from the breakout buyers getting panicked. We want to see a big wick down. Waiting. That was decent. There was panic there. One more leg. One more leg down. There's a bid here. Broke the bid. All right, we're in. We're in 1,500 shares, and then we're all out there. That was in at 58, out at 63. So we made 5 cents, which on 1,500 shares, that is a $75 gain, putting us up to $196 for the day. Now, what do I think about that trade? I think that our trade ideas were sound. If there was a strong breakout to $4 where it would have experienced resistance, playing a pullback on that would have been a decent idea. But in this scenario, there was a false break, and I was able to identify that this was a false break and that this was going to be very weak, and to therefore look for a large flush. And we saw the large flush. It started to like linger around 370, 365. We were patient and didn't buy at 370 to 365 because we were waiting for the rest of the people that bought the failed breakout to sell. And after we waited for the people that were buyers to exhaust their selling, and for the people that shorted the breakout to cover, we were able to make a nice gain. A $75 gain, I will take that. We're going to be back next Sunday around the same time, and you got to recommend the stream to 2 of your friends. If you guys want to join the Discord, this right here is the Discord. I'm pasting it in chat. This is a Discord that I'm in. I own it, and you can join the Discord if you'd like. And that is all. Now I'm going to actually end the stream, and I'll see you all next Sunday.